Hi everyone, if you're watching the replay, hope you're having a good weekend. How's your Saturday going? What you working on? Getting everything pulled up. YouTube takes so long to know when you're live. Okay. Let's see. Hello. Okay. Okay. Hey Katrina. Hey Pink Girl. Hey Isabel. How are we doing, guys? Are we having a good weekend? Happy Saturday. I almost forgot there for a second. I was like, what day is it? Hey everyone. Okay. So I'm getting things situated. All right. Hey everyone, how are you? I'm doing better. I had a rough week, but today was great. Honestly, I just relaxed. I went to bed really early last night. I wanted to sleep in, but my body woke me up at 7:45, which is okay. And then I basically just read today. Like I spent the morning at I wouldn't call it a park, but like soccer fields nearby with Ophelia, and I just read and knitted and listened to an audiobook. And then I went to a coffee shop for a few hours. I guess I should take it all down. You can't really see me, huh? And then I went to a coffee shop for a few hours where I edited a lot. My video about my pattern test for Aiden for the Brains to Pullover. And then there I also read and knitted and listened to an audiobook. And then I went home and read. And then I went back to the fields I was at with the dog to watch the sunset and read. And now here we are. Made some dinner and now here we are. So how's everyone's weekend going? How's the scarf looking? I think it's looking fine. I don't know. I'm still panicking about the fact that it used to be like very, what is the word? Ombre, and now it's not. So I had another, like now it's doing this like weird striping. Like I think it's going to be this the rest of the time. So I had another freak out and I texted some of my friends about it and they were like, no, I think it looks good. I think it looks good. So I'm just going to, I'm committed now. I'm too far in. I can't frog. So this is what it's going to look like. I think I want to add some fringe to it, but I haven't decided. Like maybe I do like red on one side and orange on the other or something like that. I don't know. I'm making a hat. I love that. Are you knitting it or are you crocheting it? I am working on a scarf right now. I started this Wednesday. Oh my gosh, thank you for the flower. I appreciate it. Yeah, I started this Tuesday or Wednesday. I don't know. I was like a panic project because I was like, oh my gosh, everything's going to shit. Like everything I'm doing right now sucks. So I need to start something new that's easy that I know won't get messed up, which is funny because then the colors got messed up, but it's okay. It's still giving me, it's still kind of cathartic for me. Like it's still helping. Where did this come from? Over here. So that's good. It's still fixing my craft mood. I've just been frustrated by my projects. I feel like they're not going well. So I needed this palette cleanser. Having a wonderful day. I've been working on a knitted shawl for one of my friends. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I've been bookmarking some shawls that I would love to make. I really want to make a shawl for my grandma, and so I've been looking at different patterns that I might want to do. I love that. Working on a loopy Christmas tree. Ooh, what does that mean? A loopy Christmas tree. I did like 7 loads of laundry for work. That's terrible. Had 2 events this week. Oh my gosh, that is a lot. Well, I'm glad that was a productive day. It sucks, but it was productive. Meanwhile, I did not have a productive day. So tomorrow I've got to like do things. Thankfully, my partner did like a bunch of cleaning today. So there's not really much to do, but tomorrow I got to do the floors. It's vacuuming and mopping time. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Charlotte. Is this scarf for yourself? Yes. And you know what? I'm traveling for work in a few weeks. So I'm like, okay, this to a cool place. So I'm like, oh, I'd love to finish this before I get there. So that's the goal. That is the goal. 1 second. I'm going to put on subscriber mode. Okay. I got to go to Michael's today and see the new knit and sew shop. Ooh, is the new knit and sew shop, are the dates different for different stores around the country, or are they all like new now? But yeah, I think I want to do fringe for this. I just haven't decided if I want, like I would have to pick out the colors. There's like a red in here, a yellow, a bright orange, kind of like a more muted orange. So I could do all of those on the end and a fringe, or I could do like red on one side and like orange on the other, which I kind of think that's what I want to do, but we'll see. We'll see. That's good motivation. I know. I'm like, okay, this, and it's making me feel good. It's making me feel productive. I need a mindless project to work on, and all my other ones are pissing me off. So I'm like, this is good. Any crochet project ideas for waiting at the airport? I would say small, easy things, like maybe a bucket hat, or like maybe a bandana, like something that you could write down the pattern for, and then you're good to go. I wouldn't do anything more complicated than that. Tote bag, you know, something like that. Honestly, I don't know. I got Big Twist navy blue yarn and making my best friend a hat for Christmas. I love that. Yeah, I need to start. I want to make, I told y'all, I want to make my sister's beanies, and my mom. So I got to do that. Hi, Amber. Hey, Mira. It's just a sign and a couple of aisles of fabric in my May Michaels. Okay, so nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. Also, guys, this is my first time doing duplicate stockinette, and I'm loving it. I thought it was going to be more complicated. My only thing is that stitches where you have to slip the last stitch off, my last stitch is always so loose. It works okay for this stitch pattern, I think, because it kind of has to wrap around the sides. But do any of y'all pro knitters have any tips for that? Because whenever I slip the last stitch, it's always so loose, and I don't know how to fix it. Hey, Mary Jo. And then I got some Loops and Threads classic cotton. I'm going to make the kilt bucket hat with it. Animal Suppressor accidentally got the same colors as she used in the YouTube tutorial pattern. Okay, that's so funny that you accidentally got the same colors as her. There you go. I love that. It'll be interesting to see how similar like the colors pill in your different skein. I just placed a large order with Premier. Ooh, what yarn did you get? That's exciting. I'm like in a, I don't need to buy any more yarn mode right now. I'm like, I need to, which is tough because it's Christmas time. So, you know, we want to make gifts for people, but I'm like, I really don't need to be buying yarn right now. I need to be using what I have. Like my Brain Stew pullover, I've got a bunch of extra yarn from that. So I want to sit down and look at it and think, okay, like what can we make out of this? And I want to make my mom a cardigan. I bought a cardigan pattern from Emmy Knits. I think it's M. One of her cardigan patterns, and I've got a giant thing of Pound of Love white yarn, which would be perfect. She loves like a simple like cream white situation, but I feel like I need to double strand it with a mohair. Thankfully, the pattern shows a bunch of different swatches, like what it looks like if you use mohair, what if it looks like if you don't, like blah blah blah. And I think I want the mohair look. So that's unfortunate because that means I would have to buy it, but at least I have the acrylic. So does mohair work well with acrylic yarn, or do I need to use wool? I have 4 nephews and nieces, and I want to make all of them. So for Hanukkah, we'll see if it'll actually do it. That'll be, oh my gosh, I love that idea. Do you know what you want to make them? Trying to make felt eyes for my stitch stuffy is not fun. Oh no. I'm always been impressed by people that make their own eyes for Amy. It's so cool. I finally made a live hello from Australia. Oh my gosh, hi Erin. I feel like there are so many crocheters and knitters on here from Australia. I also do not, but I'm going to a fiber event tomorrow, so I have to pick a budget. Oh my gosh, okay, good luck. Yeah, my local yarn store was having an anniversary, and so they were doing an anniversary sale. My partner asked me, are you going to go? And I was like, no, because like if I go and they do an anniversary, like I'm going to buy stuff and I can't. So I'm like, I just literally can't go, which is kind of a bummer because it looks like a fun event. But I was like, this isn't, I don't need to be buying yarn. But it's okay because I do have some Christmas gifts ideas for this Christmas to use up some of the yarn. Like I've got a couple skeins that my dad got me, 2, I think, literally. And I'm going to use them to make cardigan or a sweater or something for my nephew. I haven't decided. That won't use a whole thing though. So maybe I make 2. Like maybe I make something in multiple sizes. And then I've got some extra merino wool from last year that I never used that I want to make beanies for my sisters, which I think I've told y'all about. I probably should stop talking about that. It's probably annoying. I got some tie-dye, some DK yarn for sweaters. Ooh, that's exciting. There's a Caron cake that gives a mohair look when double stranded. I'll look up. Ooh, okay, that'd be great. Oh, is it the latte cakes? I love those. Maybe that's what I'll do is I'll do a latte cake with the white. Except for that's the thing is I don't think they have solid colored latte cakes. I've noticed the key to this stitch is maintaining a loose tension. I don't know if it's just because this yarn I'm using or what, but sometimes when I talk, I get too focused and I tighten my tension and I'm like, Anyway, but yeah, I wish latte cakes had solids because that would be perfect, but she's not a multicolored gal, so I couldn't do that. And the thing I'm looking for is like a cable knit cardigan, so I don't think the multicolor would not work. What yarn are you using now? This is Loops and Threads Facets yarn. And the color, oh, Flame. I was looking at this earlier and it just said color 1, but I was looking down here, up here, it's Flame. It's really pretty. I'm double stranding it. I've been watching Kelsey's last year's Vlogmas and can't wait until Vlogmas starts again. Are you doing Vlogmas? Honestly, no way. I'm going to be honest, if y'all weren't around or if y'all are newer to my channel, every year around the holidays, I drop off the face of the earth because I'm visiting family, I'm out of my element, and I'm tired, and I'm just focused on family. So usually mid-December, I just drop off the face of the earth, and then you won't see me till January, so probably not. Hey, Alicia. I pass on going to a fiber festival because in this economy, literally, that's like one of those things that, like, if you went, you'd have to leave your wallet at home. Like, I'd have to be like, someone has to come with me. It's so bad. Hey, Morgan. Mohair goes with acrylic. Okay, cool. I'm like, I don't know anything about mohair. I'm like, have you tried the mohair yarn from Knitting for Olive? Affordable mohair is hard, so it's near impossible to find in Australia. Yeah, I'm actually using it right now for a project that for some reason... Guys, another update on speaking of, an update on the Astrid sweater. The second one I did is still too big. I think I panic called Moon and Ollie the other day being like, what is going on? And I measured a couple spots on the sweater and I think I'm relaxing too much. I've never had a tension issue before. Like when I hit gauge and I don't have issues with the project growing or shrinking. Like I don't have that problem. This is the first time I've ever had that problem. Again, the project's too big and we think it's because of my tension. So the mohair is really nice. I really like the mohair. But the project... That's why I started this. I had like a freak out where I was like, this project is making me so upset because I keep making it too big and I keep having to frog it and it's making me mad. And there's nothing I can casually work on right now because the other project that I've got, oh gosh, the other whip I have is this sweater vest, which is just in like kind of a brain mode. Like I have to think because I'm working up the back. So I'm like, I need something mindless. That's why I started this scarf. Okay, I need to catch up because I was talking for a while. I think I want to crochet them all. Hats that are different designs, Kirby, Pokemon. Oh my gosh, I love that idea. You know, I follow someone who does fun. Oh, except for their knit hats, everyone. Karen Colorama Halo. Ooh, okay, let me see. Oh, but it's bulky. Okay, never mind, then that wouldn't work. I just got an order of milk cotton yarn and Michael's anniversary cake. It was so much bigger than I thought. Every time I see the anniversary cakes, I'm like, these things are crazy. Do you have any advice for someone who crochets a lot but is just getting into knitting? Just give yourself some grace because learning to knit is really tough, I feel like, for crocheters sometimes. So just take some time and be okay with it. I feel like the hardest part about being a knitter and learning how to crochet or vice versa is that you're comfortable in your current craft. You're like comfortable and you've made it through the learning curve of starting something new, and having to start over is the frustrating part where you're like, why would I sit here and try to knit this and then it turn out bad when I could just crochet it, you know? So I feel like that's the toughest battle is being like, it's okay, I'm going to get through this and I'm going to learn it and it's going to be better every time. You know what I mean? Accepting that you're going to have to relearn is the hardest part. That stuff frogs like a nightmare. Surprisingly, the Astrid sweater is frogging okay. The only part that does not frog well with that mohair is the ribbing. So I'm not looking forward to that. I just ordered 2 Karen anniversary cakes to make a blanket. They're huge. It really is crazy how big they are. I need to order more. I think I'm gonna have to get more of this yarn, by the way, because I'm getting close to the end of these 2 skeins and I'm about halfway done, which is great because I was afraid I was gonna have to buy more and then I'm gonna have extra, which annoys me. That's like the most frustrating thing about using your stash is when you have to buy more because you don't have enough yarn and then it's like, what's the point? You know what I mean? But anyway, this is I would say about halfway done and I'm not even done with these 2 skeins. So maybe I will have some extra. I don't know. I like a long scarf. I kind of wish I had made it wider now that I know how much there is, because I was like, oh, maybe I can make it out of just these two, but now I know there's no way. So now I wish it was a few stitches wider. It is a, I would say this is a regular scarf, but I kind of wish I'd made it even wider, like a big scarf, because then I could have used all of it. And then I think I would have, if I had made this wider, I would have successfully used all 4 skeins. But now I might not. Halo is discontinued. Oh no, that stinks. Ordered online, thought the cake would be half the size it is. Yeah, I feel like that sounds about right. That's why I feel like the one time I've ever ordered groceries, I ordered like a thing of Parmesan cheese and it came like comically large. And I was like, okay, I'm never ordering groceries again. I didn't need this much Parmesan cheese. I was like, okay, I guess I should have read. Like, that was my fault, but anyway. Sorry, I'm setting up my camera because I'm doing a video for this. I bought some Halo at Michael's a few weeks ago. It was online only, but definitely in stock. Okay, small, bulky, but definitely warm. Okay, yeah, I think the cardigan I'm looking to do wants like a medium weight yarn after, like it's medium weight after double stranding, like it's double stranding a mohair and a DK weight merino. My ADHD allows me to jump between both crochet and knitting without too much issues because I like doing lots of different things at once. I love that. I do feel like knowing both, I don't know, I feel like knowing both knitting and crocheting it's never going to be, like it's always going to be a positive to know both, just because I feel like it makes you think differently. Like, raglan constructions are so common in knitting, and I never even thought to do that with crochet until I learned how to knit, like do a knit raglan. Then I was like, huh, you know, thinking about how techniques and construction and stuff like that can be carried over from one to the other as inspiration, or combining them together. Like I have frequently used like a single crochet border on the outside of my knitting, you know, just to clean it up if I need to, or, you know, you slip stitch your seams together instead of sewing it, or on your knit sweater, you know, things like that I feel like are always helpful. I have a question. You said members only Discord, that when your membership ended on YouTube, you get kicked from the Discord server. Yeah, I think I have it on like a 7-day thing, so that if people's like memberships lapse, they don't get automatically kicked. It's like on 7 or 14 days or something like that. So that if people are like, oh my gosh, my membership lapsed and I want to, you know, renew it, they don't have to like rejoin the Discord. I've only seen a few colors online. And no restock with it being marked up a ton in my area. That's weird. I wonder if your store stopped selling it or something. Or like maybe it's only sold at like specific locations. You can fringe the ends with extra or twist. That's what I think I want to do. I do think I want to fringe the ends. I just can't decide what colors to do. Maybe make a matching hat. Okay, I like that idea. I do really like this yarn though I will say people warn me that yarn doesn't frog, and you know what? They were right. When I was first trying to decide what stitch I wanted to do for this scarf, I frogged the first 4 rows like a million times, and the yarn is rough, guys. I'll tell you what. You can never have enough Parmesan cheese. True. I think I did end up using it, but I was like, I can't. I was like, I'm not doing this again. So funny. How are you liking daylight savings changeover? I like go back and forth. I like everyone else. We're all depressed in the winter. We just are. You know, the sun is gone. It's sad. But at the same time, I feel, let me know if y'all feel the same way. I feel lots of guilt in the summer when I'm inside because the weather's nice and it's sunny and I'm like, I should be outside. Like, why am I sitting in, like, I feel guilty. And so it's nice that in the winter, when the sun sets at 4 o'clock, I can do whatever the fuck I want. You know what I mean? I don't feel guilty about being inside. Even today, it was 30 degrees outside. And at 9 a.m., I was at a park because I was like, well, it's sunny and the weather's nice. Therefore, I have to be outside. And I did have a great time and I love being outside. But, you know, not feeling that internal pressure of like, oh, I'm going to waste the day if I sit inside is really nice. So I go back and forth. This is usually the time of year where I live stream a little bit more because, again, I don't need to be outside. There's nothing to freaking do. So why not sit inside and do this? And usually I am more productive because of that as well. Like I craft more. Versus in the summer, I read a lot more because I'm outside with a book usually. I hate sewing slip stitch forever. My favorite right now is the mattress stitch. Like I feel like I can never make my slip stitch look perfect. I feel like people slip stitch their seams and it just never looks perfect for me. So mattress stitch is like my favorite. Hey Amy, how's your weekend going? And hi Mr. Amy. Hope we're having a good weekend. Get Amy a sweet treat today. I learned in the 80s when you slip stitch and border. I learned in the 80s when you just slip stitch and border connect projects. Sorry, what do you mean? I hate daylight savings. It throws off medication, sleep schedules, bad stuff in healthcare. I literally just read a book, fun fact, just read a book about sleep, and they were talking about how on this daylight savings, the one we just had, on both daylight savings, when you flash forward and flash back, there are like consequences, like health consequences for people. So on the one where you get less hours of sleep, there are like so many, I'm not going to say a statistics, I don't remember, but many more accidents because everyone is like lacking sleep. There are more heart attacks, there are more strokes, there are more like things like that can be acute health problems that could come on from lack of sleep, and like stress and stuff like that are much more likely on that one. And then the one we just had where you get an extra hour of sleep, they all go down. Like there are way less ER visits and less strokes, heart attacks, car accidents because everyone has more sleep. And I was like, oh, it's terrifying. I'm never going to drive on daylight savings again. I was like, okay. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about medication though. Was I meant to change my medication time? I guess I was. I didn't even think about that. I hate daylight savings. I didn't grow up with it, moved somewhere that does it. I think we should just honestly get rid of it. I just don't really, it's the fact that people die every year from daylight savings and we just keep it because why not, just doesn't make any sense to me, but that's okay. Like whatever, I guess. I also think it's a dumb thing that the US government fights about every year. Like, can we focus on something more important? You know what I mean? I just don't understand. Summer in Australia isn't always nice. It gets so hot, so being inside is kind of a good thing. That's fair. I didn't used to feel that outside summer guilt when I lived in Texas because, yeah, it's just like that. It's 110 degrees outside. Like, unless you're in water, you're not sitting outside. And if you are in water, well, I would kind of sit outside all day. But, yeah, but now that I live in a place where it is comfortable, like you could be outside all day, I'm like, okay, I have to do it. And like in Florida, everyone just sits outside at the pool all day. You know, I was like, I have to sit outside. Like if I'm inside, I'm wasting my time. I'm like wasting my life, you know, whatever. That's wild, isn't it? I'm reading the Why We Sleep book. It's fascinating. Mira, it's so fascinating. The first opening chapter where he just summarized sleep in general, I kept pausing and like talking to my partner. Did you know this? Did you know this? And he was like, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. I'm like, okay, well, I'm learning it. I'm excited about it. That book was great. I liked it because he opened it. He was like, when he said, I'm never going to be offended if you fall asleep during this book. I think that's great. Like, you should sleep. And I was like, rock on, guy, rock on. Except it was still full moon, so healthcare was crap this week. Does the full moon affect people? Does it make you not sleep as well or something because of the light? We only had it for war times. Yeah, it's like we're not farmers anymore. I don't know. We don't need it. We're not all farmers, I guess I should say. Does the full moon bother you? I've never paid enough attention. I have no idea. I literally just did that to my husband. I was like, listen to this. I know. I texted my dad. I was like, I'm getting you this book for Christmas. I was like, because my dad used to and still does travel a lot. Like when I was a kid, he would travel every single week across the country, you know, constantly, and he was constantly jet lagged. And so when the author starts talking about jet lag, I'm like, oh my God, my dad has to know about this. I was like, this is not good for you, especially because my dad does use sleep medications a lot. And the book talks about that and about how they induce, like he says something like, oh shoot. He says they induce an unconscious state. They do not induce sleep because the author basically says that those sleep medications are essentially they're like a sedative. You know what I mean? They're not, it's not sleep. It's the health benefits of sleep, of like memory log and health and like, you know, clearing out illness and things like that, and like muscle recovery and mind stuff. brain stuff. That doesn't happen when you take those medications. I was like, that's crazy. As long as you're being productive with your time, it shouldn't really matter. That I totally agree, Alicia. My partner says that to me all the time. He's like, sitting inside on your phone all day on the weekends, you need that sometimes. Like being productive and cleaning, you need that sometimes. Being outside, you need that sometimes. Like laying in bed, you need that sometimes. He's like, there's no way to waste a weekend. I'm like, you're right, but my brain disagrees with you. More crazies come out in the full moon. Huh. I didn't believe the superstition, so I started working in healthcare. It gets busy. Interesting. I'm going to Google. Why do people go crazy in a full moon? Let's see. Does a full moon make people mad? Let's see. We were just talking about knitting more. Love that yarn. Oh my gosh, yeah, I'm really liking it. Okay, let's see. Belief in the moon's power over us is widespread on the basis of the word lunacy. Ooh, okay. I'm skipping. Speak to police officers or staff in hospital emergency departments, and some will insist there are more accidents, violent incidents, psychiatric emissions when the moon is full. Just this summer, there was new research. This is from BBC, by the way. Just this summer, there was new research that found that people spending the night in a sleep lab rated their sleep quality as 15% lower when there was a full moon, even when they didn't see it or weren't affected by the extra light it produced. And they took, on average, 5 minutes longer to get to sleep. Oh. This study got a lot of publicity. However, there were only 33 people in it. Why are you quoting this study then? Why are you quoting this? Okay. U.S. psychologists, blah, 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 in 1985, they combined the findings of 37 different studies on the effects of the lunar cycle. They concluded it was unrelated to the number of psychiatric emissions, murders, car accidents, etc. So it looked, okay, this other person did the same thing, and they also said it's no. Okay, so we don't know / most likely no. Anyway, I was not productive till about 7 p.m. Then ooh, 2 batches of banana bread. That's so productive. I love that. I love making, I love bananas. Like my partner and I get bananas constantly. So there's always banana bread in my house because sometimes I just let them get a little ripe and then I'm like, oh no, I have to make banana bread. Productivity is overrated sometimes. True. And my partner's like, you know what's productive? Being lazy, doing nothing, recovering, you know, it's productive. Your brain needs it, your body needs it. And so sometimes I'm like, oh, I was not productive at all today. And he's like, yeah, you were. You took a nap, you recovered, you played video games, and that's made your brain happy. You know, you rested. Rested is productive. And I was like, you're so right. You're so right. Except for my brain doesn't agree, but it's werewolf juice. Yeah. Hank Green, explain, Hank Green. I can't get bananas to last long enough in my house to make banana bread. What if you put them in the fridge or something? I feel like maybe then people won't see them because people have fridge blindness. I made banana bread recently off of bananas that I put in the freezer, and it was so moist. And my theory is that all the water in the banana bread, in the bananas, made it more moist. I don't know if that's accurate. It was funny though, because when I first took them out, I mean, because you know, bananas have so much water in them, they were literally icicles. Like I smacked them on the table, it was bam, bam, bam. I thought it was funny. Do you think the person who made up werewolves were also related to people who studied people's actions at the full moon? So fun fact, one of the origins of the werewolves comes from hyenas, because if y'all have never seen the way hyenas walk, they walk like freaking werewolves. Y'all should look at videos of them. I did a study abroad in South Africa, and we went out at night and attracted some hyenas by playing like a call of an injured, I don't know, animal, some kind of animal, I don't remember. And it was so freaky. Like you know, the way they walk, and like as they were stalking us, it was the middle of the night, but we would turn on a spotlight and we'd see them walk, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's a werewolf. someone. I wonder if it's to do with the water content in our bodies as the moon changes in tides. Perhaps the water, our body's going like if you've ever worked medical or customer service, then the crazy comes out. So true. There are in the nursing home I worked at, it really affects the people with sundowners. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. In the article, the BBC article was saying like it might be because like if like it might be because the moon affects like homeless populations who are seeing all the light. It might prevent them from getting as much sleep, and then they get into accidents or something like that. The stray hold is over, so the kitten I rescued from the bushes at work is officially mine. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. I'm happy for you. What are you going to name them? These were a week and a half old bananas bought specifically for banana bread made on chocolate. Ooh, one chocolate, one pumpkin spice. That sounds lovely. It's pumpkin bread season. I need to start making pumpkin bread. You remind me. One of my favorite coffee shops I go to work at once a week has gnarly, in a good way, pumpkin bread. It's so good. And it's about time for me to start eating it again. I used to be a big banana bread person from there, but the pumpkin bread's crazy. Except for, guys, I'm going to let y'all know, when I go there, I request that they don't give me an end slice because they're just a little more dry. I'm like, can I have a middle slice? And they're like, yeah, you can. I'm like, thank you. Sometimes we get big clearance bag and just peel and freeze them for bread and smoothies. Okay, that's smart. I didn't peel mine. They were going ripe. And I was afraid they were going to go too bad. So I was like, I need to put it in the freezer. So I put them peel and all in the freezer. And then when they came out, I had to wait till they thawed. I put them on like a million paper towels, and then I squished out the inside from the peel. It was disgusting. Frozen bananas do make good banana bread. So true. It melts instead of evaporating the moisture in the bananas. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, I literally think freezing these like made this bread more moist. I hate pumpkin spice season. Like in general, you don't like fall, or specifically because of like you don't like the pumpkin spice flavor. I don't really think I've had much pumpkin spice stuff. I'm not a big I don't drink coffee, so that like cuts a lot of pumpkin spice flavors from my diet. But I would dig a pumpkin spice donut. Sounds good. Blasphemy. What's blasphemy? The pumpkin spice? Not liking pumpkin spice? Dima, you're gonna start a fight. Also, in medieval times, in Europe, there was a fungus that poisoned rye, and that was also, ooh, there you go. I do like how, it's so interesting how different areas of the world all end up having, like, often end up having similar, the word isn't superstitions, but legends, I guess, like werewolves and I don't know, mermaids and stuff like that. Her name's Maple. She's brown and black and caramel colored with green eyes. She's a cuddly little furball, very tolerant of the 8-year-old pit bull. Oh my gosh, that's lovely. I could just imagine the pit bull being like, ah, it's so cute. Guys, speaking of kittens, I started playing a really cute game. My partner downloaded it for me. It's called Little Kitty Big City. Y'all, I'm going to put the link to their website in the chat, but basically this is what happens. Picture this. It opens up. You're a kitty and you're laying on a like a balcony of your owner's apartment. And then you slip and fall somehow and you jump on a bird that's flying and it carries you through the city. And now you're like, oh my gosh, I have to make my way back home. In order to do that, I have to like, it's like, I wouldn't describe it as a puzzle game because it's not like, it's not like It Takes Two kind of puzzles, but it's like you're doing kind of simple challenges. Like, oh, the bird says the bird that you jumped on says it'll show you how to get back home if you pay it. Well, I think it's like a crow. I don't remember. What do birds like? They like shiny things. So you have to collect shiny things from around the city. And like, oh, you get like, there's one, it's like an open world kind of quest game, I guess. And like one of the quests is like napping in a bunch of different spots and things like that. Catching birds, knocking things down. You get lots of bonus points for knocking things off of shelves and stuff because, you know, cats. But it's really cute. I was having a really stressful day and he just said, sit down. I said, okay. And he just turned on the Xbox. He said, play this game. And I said, okay. And then I played for like 2 hours. He gets me. Oh, cider donuts for life. I agree. I'm allergic to cloves and most places don't know if they have it. Oh, that's really frustrating, but that's totally fair. I miss Costco pumpkin pie. I need to find a vegan recipe and make it some. I've never made a pumpkin pie, and here's me sitting here wondering what makes it not vegan. Is it the crust? I'm guessing there's butter in it. I don't know. I don't see a lot of pumpkin spice things in Australia because we go from hot to cold rather than the other way around. I'm surprised y'all don't have it in your own fall season. But I guess, yeah, I'm surprised y'all don't, like, you don't have it in your fall and winter. Fall isn't really a thing for us. Fair. Cat Cafe on Switch is adorable and fun. Ooh, that's cute. See, I kind of want to get a Switch, but I think we talked about this recently, that I refuse to give in to the Nintendo monopoly on Switches. I refuse. But I kind of want to. I'm knitting a scarf for my mom for Christmas, but since I'm still a beginner in knitting, I don't think I'll be able to finish in time. Oh my gosh. I hope, I mean, first off, if you don't, that's totally fair. Last year, I think, sent my grandma her Christmas gift in like April. So they'll still love it. Your mom will still love it, but you got this. Crust and butter eggs. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, okay, it's definitely the crust. It's like, what's in a pumpkin pie? I mean, I don't know what they put in pumpkin pies. I do love Costco's. Costco's bakery is so great. Stay Strong gets Nintendo. I'm like, unless it's given to me or if I can buy it used, I'm like, I'm just not, you know what I mean? I can't. I also don't have the money. And the Switches are so expensive. The games are so expensive. And again, all games are really expensive nowadays, but I'm like, I already have, we have an Xbox and a PlayStation, and those open the doors for games that are too expensive for us. Like, there's just no reason for me to be buying a new device. So, do you see they want to make the Xbox $1,200? The Xboxes are not worth that kind of money. They're just not. Started playing on a Steam Deck. What does that mean? What does that mean, a Steam Deck? Might be able to find a used Switch at a local shop. I know, I'm like tempted because I really want to play the Pokemon games, but I'm like, I don't know. I've been so strong. I don't know if I want to open that door. Thanks. I believe in myself too. I think I'm on row 4. I don't know how to count knit rows. Well, I feel like, depending on the scarf, I feel like you don't need to count. I would just, that's the beauty of the scarf. You just make it as long as you want. But you just need to track your progress maybe, and it'll be great. I believe in you. Don't encourage anyone to get it for you. Yeah, my partner, his family has a Switch. So I'm like, maybe if they want to give us one, that's fine. Or if I find one for like a really good deal used. But again, it's like nowhere on like my actual radar. I'm like, I don't know. So many good games, but at the same time, I just kind of refuse. I'd much rather get a Wii. I used to own a Wii and then I gave it away because I never used it. And now I regret it and I wish I had it again. Like, bring back my Just Dance games. I wonder if unsweetened applesauce will work in a pumpkin pie. That's what I use instead of eggs and banana bread. Interesting. Oh, for the crust, you mean? For a second, I thought you meant... Instead of... for a second, I thought you meant as the filling. I was like, it's not going to taste like pumpkin. But then I reread and I was like, oh, you mean in the crust? As if you didn't say in the banana bread. Like, that was my clue. That's more than my gaming PC costs, literally. That is actually... If my next big video game purchase is going to be a PC. I always tell myself... when I get my next promotion at work, I'm getting myself a PC. And I told my coworkers about this week, and my manager said, your priorities are all wrong. I never use a computer outside of work. I was like, okay, and you're also like 20 years older than me or 30 years older than me. It's like, we come from different, you know what I mean? Like video games weren't a thing when you were a young adult. So, bruh. Plus, honestly, what I really need the PC for is this. Like, my laptop struggles with editing videos for y'all. I'm just kidding. My laptop struggles editing videos for y'all. So I'm like, it would be great for video games and stuff, but also it'd be great for editing because my laptop struggles. It does. Yeah, I think gaming PC is worth it compared to everything these days. I totally agree. That's like, I think that is the most cost-effective video game purchase, I think. Everything else is stupid. Everything else has like, yeah, I agree. And it's just, I don't know, video games frustrate me nowadays. Just like streaming services, you have to get everything to get the games you want. You know what I mean? And it's just, We're only releasing our games on, you know, it's just frustrating. Gotta go. Catch you later. Okay, bye, Alicia. Have a good day. Yes, you can, but you have to adjust for moisture. Oh, the applesauce in the crust. I was like, the PC? That makes sense because applesauce is quite wet. I used one of the stimulus checks for my gaming PC in 2020. Honestly, that's smart. I bet you use that. I mean, that's like a thinking ahead purchase because I bet you used the fuck out of that during COVID. Easy Gen X in the chat. Sorry, no judgment at all. He also was like, I've never had a personal phone. I only use phones for work. And I was like, okay, well, let me know when our company's knocking at my door to give me a computer and a phone. You know, I mean, I guess I have a laptop, but you know, no one, you know what I mean? I was just like, that's a crazy thing to say. I'll let you know when our work wants to give me a phone. Until then, I have to pay for my own phone. I was like, I grew up on handheld video games and I cannot adapt to PC gaming. I'm the same way. Like we were, you know, we had, like when I grew up, we had the household computer, which we used for like, you know, the first ever computer games that were a thing. But after that, we got an Xbox and that was our thing. And so now I'm like, I have tried playing, like I've gone to PC cafes before and I'm like, this is so weird. It's so different. But I really miss the like original gaming consoles, like the Wii and the GameCube and stuff like that. Those were my phase. The DS, I've got my DSs. I've got several DSs. All the ones of my siblings actually. I've got, and it's every once in a while I open and play Animal Crossing. Weekly check-in. Hey Dan, how's your week going? I still have my GameCube in storage. Oh, we've got ours somewhere, and we had so many good games on it. I left Harvest. I left Harvest Moon on there. Make a nice little farm. Oh, my favorite ever Mario Kart was on the GameCube. It was Mario Kart Double Dash. That's the best Mario Kart ever. And if you disagree, you're wrong. And we had a SpongeBob game I really liked. I don't remember what, but it was like you play mini games to progress the storyline. And there like was a mini game where you're partnered up, and it's kind of like that that Switch game that I just played at Kelsey's house, where you're moving along the board. Mario Party, that game. It's kind of like that, but it was for SpongeBob. And there's like a mini game where you're partnered up and one of you's taking orders at the Krusty Krabs and one of you is fulfilling orders at the Krusty Krab. You know, there's like a game where you're basically playing Flappy Bird. Like that was my favorite game on there was the SpongeBob game. That sounds like a personal thing if he's 40, 50. I know, I was like, we are in different generations. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so normal for me to want to buy a PC. Original gaming her had the Atari 5200 with Pac-Man, Q*bert, and Frogger. My grandma had the Nintendo 64, and that was, like, our favorite thing. She had, like, one game that we would play all the time, which was a Star Wars pod racing game. It was so good. PS3, PS4 just sit around since getting the gaming PC unless Wi-Fi goes out. That's fair. That's fair. I also miss the one thing about computer games and games on consoles too nowadays is they don't give you actual discs. I don't like the idea of paying for a game and then I don't have the disc. Like I want to own the game. You know what I mean? Like you could just take it away from me. My childhood GameCube is in my bedroom that hooked up to the TV. Got the OG Animal Crossing. Yes, I love that. Oregon Trail. I didn't play that very much. Not all Gen Xers is the same. So true. So true. I literally just pulled out my DS out of the cover, charged it last night. I love it. Yeah, it was Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing on the DS. Mario Kart. Like, we just played Mario Kart, and that was basically it. We had some of those, like, Nintendogs. We had Nintendogs. That was basically it, though. Does anyone remember Pole Position? Is that a racing game? I remember going to the arcade as a teenager in the 80s. Arcades used to be so fun, and now I like walk through malls, which also aren't as fun anymore. I'm like, Man, it's different now. Some Gen X are really old. Yeah. No, it is. He's definitely like, he's like an old soul where it's like, I don't know. There are plenty of people in all generations that play video games, but I'm like, I think this just missed you, buddy. I think you just are not into it, and that's so fine. That's so fine. Tetris on the original Nintendo. Ooh, I didn't know. Oh, Galaga, yes, Space Invaders. We did get once this, in, oh gosh, it was in like 2015, or maybe, yeah, 2015, and we got this little, it was its own console, and all it had was old video games, like Galaga and Pac-Man and whatever else. I don't know what else. And it was so fun. It literally was just those 4 games. We just gave it to my dad. My dad was like, I want to play. So fun. Have y'all been to any of those like video game bars? I will say those are fun. Arcades aren't fun anymore, but there are like video game bars where they're not just like, oh, here's a PS5 and here's an Xbox. It's like arcade like consoles, but you drink. And it's fun. Like I went to one in Florida, and all the drinks were, not all of them, but the fun ones. A barcade, yes, Mira, that's what it's called. I was like, it's called something. And we went to one in Florida, and the Florida one was more new, but all the drinks were slushies, and those got us. Me and my partner fucked up. Neither my partner and I drink that much, and we went to the bar and we said, could we get like, a slush? And they said, do you want 2 or 4 shots in it? And we were like, can we get one? Why are we 2 or 4 shots? Is crazy. And then we were like, okay, who's gonna drive home? Like, one of us can't drink because we don't drink, so we're both like really lightweight. I was like, this is not a good idea. But then we went to one in Texas. I think it was in Houston, and it specifically was 90% only old arcade games. That one was so fun. And that's one that I'd love to take my dad to, because he would just have a blast. The whole time we were just taking pictures of the older games, and he was like, I know when I play, It was fun. Guys, I want to take my contacts out, but I made chili garlic noodles for dinner, and so I'm too nervous to do it. VR, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, N64. Some of us haven't grown up. I think video games are like hobbies that everyone should have. I know that sounds like weird, but I don't know. I feel like some people think that video games are just killing other people. You know what I mean? It's just violence. But there are so many good like puzzle games that are actually like good for your brain to practice doing puzzles, and I don't know, fun storyline games, and I don't know, like there's so much more to video games than just shoot, bomb, and I think video games get a bad rap when there are so many more fun games out there, like being a kitty in a city. I'm just saying. Owning a physical disc is like wanting a physical book to read instead of an ebook. I feel like that's, I don't know, because I feel like you download, I guess that is the same thing. I don't know. My partner and I are like borderline conspiracy theories when it comes to video games. We're like, unless you own the disc, they could take it away from you. And then what are you going to do? I'm a Toys R Us kid. I refuse to grow up. I don't think anyone should grow up. I totally agree. I'm like, I don't know. It makes me sad when I meet adults who like don't have hobbies and just go to work and then go home. And, hobbies are so good. Not just video games and crafting, but reading, puzzling, painting, drawing, journaling. We're so much more than just work robots. A barcade is so Gen X. I love it. Yeah, they're so fun. I hate now that the companies are saying that you don't own the games you download. I know. I'm like, that's why my partner's like, we have to get the discs. Like when I got him like the PS5 whenever, and he was like, I need you to get me the disc one because I refuse to be paying $80 to borrow a video game from a company. I'm like, I agree with you. One of the local breweries has a whole arcade room with pool tables and dartboards. Love. I just feel like I don't know. Things are group places like game rooms and arcades and malls and things like that are just so different now, and they like borderline don't exist. It's so sad. Hi, Nicole. Hey, glad to catch live. It's, oh my gosh, it's midnight. Happy to wind down with y'all. Hey, Stephanie. I guess it is getting late, huh? But I hope you had a good Saturday. Hey, Leanne. How is your weekend going? Wait, guys, what are we working on? Did I ask that? I know we've got, let's see. What did people say they were working on? Scarf? Is it Isabel working on a scarf for her mom? Someone's working on a scarf. I don't remember what else. I think Anna's working on eyes. I took an esports class last year. We learned what skills video games are. Oh my gosh, tell us, Joseph, tell us, because I'm just making things up that I think make sense. But tell us what you think. Give us the benefits of video games. I'd love to know. I also just feel like playing video games is a good hobby for, like, never mind. I was going to say something, but I didn't know if it was going to be rude, so I'm going to stop. I mean, that's true with books too. If Bezos wants you to pull a book, you lose access to it even if you bought it for ebooks. Okay, see, I didn't know that was a thing because I'm not a big ebook person. I do it when I have to, but that makes sense. That's also why I'm like, for books, I'm trying to axe Amazon. I'm like, I have a Kindle because my partner's family gave it to us, but I try not to use it. I try to buy physical books, and I don't use Goodreads anymore. And rarely do I buy things on Amazon. But yeah, I don't use Goodreads anymore because I'm like just trying to distance myself from that evil company. Crochet market bag, love it. Knitting a green sweater out of Karen macchiato cakes. I don't think I'm familiar with those. Karen has so many cakes, man. Oh, lovely. I don't get why they have so many different kinds of cakes. I don't think they need to. Oh, I love this one. Okay, me saying that, I don't think they need to have this many. I like that. I love multicolor yarn with this. I like multicolor yarn like this where it's not just multicolor, the individual strands have different colors woven in. I love that. Like, it's almost like a tweed, but it's not. Blanket, love. Okay, Isabel, you are working a scarf for your mom. I was like, I think it's Isabel. Musselburgh hat. Okay, let's see. Love a nice classic beanie. Love. Let's see. Many Christmas gifts. Oh my gosh, what are the many Christmas gifts? That's so exciting. I'm resting my fingers right now. Rest is good. Rest is productive. I'm gonna tell my partner I'm telling y'all that. I got mainly chenille yarn. What should I make tonight? Ooh. A whale. Library books. Totally agree. Library books. I kind of struggle because I love my library. I guess I do use my library a lot because I do Libby. But I know you're like, I don't know. I keep seeing videos about how library, like ebooks and audiobooks aren't as helpful to libraries. Like it's not like they're expensive for them to get. And so I've watched videos where people recommend you, if you're going to use the library, to get a physical book. But unfortunately my library is pretty small and it's the only one in my area. So I can't do that because I never have the books I want, which is unfortunate. But I hit up my local used bookstore all the time. I did also buy, which I didn't want to have to buy online, but that's okay. Things have to happen sometimes. 2 used books of the first 2 books in the Stormlight Archive, because I've listened to the Stormlight Archive twice, but I've never actually read them. And so I just bought 2 used books on like thriftbooks.com. They were like $7 each. I was like, heck yeah, let's do it. Finished the cat hammock last night. Got a scarf and blanket whip. Blanket is at work for between clients. I love that. You got to have like a work downtime project for sure. Trying to find summer crochet ideas for tops that have sleeves. Ooh, I feel like that's my one like qualm with crochet summer tops, is they're always like, not always, often very cropped and like just chain strap. And I'm like, I want more than that, you know? Yeah. I'm 1/3 of the way through a new blanket and I've used 2 1-pound skeins. That's crazy. Oh my gosh, the blankets you make sound insane. Okay, guys, sorry, I need to catch up. That kind of sounded Canadian. I said sorry. Working on a scarf and ear warmer set for my sister. I love that. That's such, maybe that's what I'll do. I'm like, I don't think I'd want to do I like that idea. I like a beanie in this yarn, but I think I like an ear warmer more. Maybe that's what I do. If I have extra yarn, I do an ear warmer. Because I feel like that would work quite well. The one that stuck out to me was critical thinking, how the more you play fast-moving games, the more attention to detail you have. Oh, okay, thank you. That's very good to know. That's very helpful. I also feel like it just makes you better with technology in general. You know what I mean? Like there's it's not just playing the video game. It's downloading the game and, running updates and caring for whatever your console is. It's more than just the video game. It's also learning a little more about technology, which is helpful in today's day and age or whatever. It's called Digital Rights Management. It's so interesting. Okay, yes, Mira. I don't know why I'm not asking you directly. If you buy a Kindle book, the Kindle goes out of business. The books are gone because it's made only for that app and device. That happened to people with the Nook Reader. Interesting. It dries so nicely and blends together. This yarn, you mean? I'm really liking it. Or do you, oh, no, you mean, were you talking about the macchiato cake? I don't remember. For people with physical disabilities that cannot participate in sports, video games provide accessible social skills and building places. So true. That's something that I didn't even think about to say right now, but I have friends that I've made through video games. You know what I mean? Like where you happen to be playing the same game. I totally agree with that. It's like it can have its downsides, but it can have its serious upsides as well. Right now I'm working on a sweater, but I did measurements wrong, so I had to make a lot more than I planned for. Oh no! If that makes you feel better, I just screwed up a sweater for the second time. So there you go. Hi, Madeline. I have so many opinions on this. Yeah, I'm like, wait, why didn't I ask you? Yeah, so how do you feel about, like I've seen videos where people are like, it's so expensive for libraries to get a digital copy of a book or an audiobook that you shouldn't use it. You should just get the physical book. So how do you feel about that, Mira? But also like, how else am I supposed to listen to audiobooks? I'm trying not to use Audible. Like I use my brother's account and he's got books on there. So I use that, but I don't have my own account and I'm not like buying books on there. I'm just, if he's got something I want to listen to, I'll listen to it because he's bought it. But a jellyfish, an elephant, and a blanket. Love. I love whales. Just got a beautiful blue. Finishing my mushroom pop in that color. Thanks for the recommendation. Of course. I work in a library. They tell users on Libby books in and out, phone calls, and people through the door to get grants. Use it all. Okay. Use it all. That's good to know because I was not going to stop. So yes, ebooks, audiobooks cost so much for libraries. Publishers charge unbelievable prices for libraries to get digital content, but all those numbers count as use if you like digital. Okay. Like I saw someone say that it's so expensive. I was like, am I doing more harm than good by listening to these books? Because y'all know I go through those audiobooks, man. I just started 22 totes of hardback books. That's amazing. I was bummed because I missed my library last weekend. They do a used book sale every year where they sell, books that were library books and now like aren't as, they need to be they've gone through wear and tear, so they need to sell. And I missed day one because we went to a concert on Friday night, so we had to drive back on Saturday. And then Sunday I just totally forgot. And Sunday's the best day. Saturday's like the early access. And then Sunday is it's like the bag of book days. Wait, sorry, my phone. Fun fact, I turned my phone's on night shift, so I just look so orange. I have to turn that off. It's by the bag. So you'll bring your own tote bag and it's $3 for every book you can fit in the tote bag. It's a crazy deal. Last year I got so many books. But I forgot to go. I was so sad. Very often sleeveless. I know, I totally agree. I'm like, hello. So that's why I'm like, oh, I'm more inclined to do like a sheer cardigan or like a sheer stitch, like kind of like a more decorative stitch, and then it's a cardigan or like a long sleeve or something, but it's like, summery, you know what I mean? So in my ends I made a hexagon cardigan for my friend's granddaughter who turns 3 tomorrow. Her party's at 11:30. Oh my gosh, that's in the nick of time. In the nick of time. Love that. That's exciting though. I bet that was quick though. Seed stitch cowl. Love. Hi Cricket. Hi, new subscriber. Learn about your channel from Kelsey. Oh my gosh. Hi, Josie. How's your weekend going? Welcome. Also, no video this weekend, guys. Sorry. Hopefully a video is coming next week. I don't know. Y'all know I don't post every week. Come on, y'all know. Yeah, there was a dad that made a Minecraft server for young kids that have special needs, so I had more friends. It was so sweet. I love that. See, I love that. Yeah. And I don't know, games like Minecraft and like, I don't know, Sims, like games where you're building, I guess, kind of Sims. Games where you're building and you're flexing that creative muscle, that's never a bad thing. Like the things people build in Minecraft are crazy. I can ask what you're making. Hi, Madeline. Yes, I'm working on a scarf. So this is where I would say we're about halfway. Because I like it to go to my waist at least while it's wrapped around. Digital more expensive because they don't wear out. Oh, that makes sense. No wear and tear. I have an Audible account that I was gifted. Ooh, that's a nice gift. That's a nice gift. And I like that at least, which I wouldn't be surprised if Audible gets rid of this, that if you lapse, like if you lapse your account, you can still listen to the books you bought, which is nice, but I bet they get rid of that at some point. Because they're stingy and selfish and evil. I love the old tale of how the spirit of the artist only enters the work when they make a mistake. I leave mistakes in and learn to love them. It's healing for me. I love that. Yeah, it's a unique it's like your touch on the project. I'm able to get ebooks and audiobooks for free with your library. The site is Hoopla. I live in Oh, yes, I use Hoopla. I also use Libby. Libby's my favorite. Hoopla's not as good with my library. I don't know. I don't like that Hoopla has a borrow limit for the library. So like if you don't wake up and rent your book at 8 a.m., you can't rent the book because it's like your library's hit its borrow limit. I'm like, okay. Okay, I forgot. Like, geez, it's noon. Like, please. I also don't like Hoopla's interface as much. I think Libby's is much better. I don't like that. Hoopla's biggest issue for me, okay, is that with Libby, with Audible, with anything, if you randomly click on your progress and go to the very end, it'll show you your recent listen history so you can go back and find your exact place. Hoopla doesn't do that. So I'm constantly like accidentally moving my place and then trying to manually figure out where I was just listening to. The second Hoopla changes that, I'll be much more likely to use it. Took me 5 to 6 hours. Okay, it's not bad. A late live. Hey, Megan. Yeah, I know. I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm not doing anything. I'm going to do this. I guess I'll go live. Any book recommendation for someone who doesn't read? I want to start reading, but I don't think fairy and mythical stuff is up my alley. Let's see. Because that's mostly what I read. So give me a second. Let me think. What about like sci-fi? Would you be into sci-fi? I feel like if you're not into reading... I think if you're not into reading, memoirs could be a good start because I usually find those interesting. Or if you're not into reading and want to be, I would find nonfiction books in subjects that you enjoy. I really love science. So this year I've been listening to lots of nonfiction books, science related. Like one I just read about sleep. I'm listening to one right now about trees, which is, I also like nature. Like one about, I don't know, lots of neuroscience related books actually. So that would be my recommendation, is either a memoir of someone you like and you think might be interesting, or a nonfiction of an industry you enjoy. That's what I would recommend. I read a book about breathing. That was very interesting. But yeah, what genres do you like, I guess will be my question. And then I'll probably have a better recommendations for you. My weekend is okay. Fair. Sometimes things are just okay. Do you like physical books better? I do, because I love the smell of books and flipping the pages and stuff like that. But I definitely listen to audiobooks more just because I work from home and I'm home a lot. And so I can listen to them and multitask if I'm doing something kind of mindless at work, or like when I'm doing laundry, when I'm cleaning, when I'm working out. So I definitely listen to books way more than I read them, though I do love a nice physical book. I definitely prefer a physical book over an e-reader, though they're just so handy, you know? I have read a few books on the Kindle that my partner's family gave us, and it is very handy. So like, I think those are a really good invention for travel. Like those really changed the way reading is done. Hello, working on Aiden's clown sweater. Oh my gosh, how are you liking it? I'm kind of like, I kind of want to make it just for funsies, even though I know I would never wear it, so I probably won't, but I just love it. I can't say it right now, but I hope you have a fun live. Went out of town to see a family member. I'm exhausted. Oh, Megan, been there. Hope you have a good, restful night. Hoopla is great because you can check out immediately, no holds, just less titles to choose from. True. Okay, that didn't occur to me that there are no holds. That is really nice. Hoopla charges per use. I didn't know that. I could pay for an account for my niece, nephew. Yeah. Hoopla's not curated by your library. Libby is. Oh, that makes sense. I also, no offense, don't like it when authors have book deals just with Amazon. That drives me up the wall. I'm like, what if I don't, you know what I mean? One of my friends very kindly gifted me an audiobook, the audiobook title of The Sword of Kaigen, because I really wanted to listen to it, but I refused to buy it on Amazon, you know what I mean? And they don't sell the author, the audiobook's only on Amazon, and I'm pretty sure you can only get the book on Amazon. Like, I looked at Barnes & Noble, I looked at other bookstores, and it wasn't there. It was only on Amazon.com, and I was like, I'm not going to do that, you butthole. Do it somewhere else. And then my friend kindly gifted me the title, but stuff like that drives me crazy. Do you get crochet magazines to your library? We do actually. My library advertised it to me. I was like, oh, you get me. I don't do it very often, but I think it's smart. I actually watched a video of someone that was like, you're not using your library well enough, crafters. Like, you should be renting out crafting books. And I was like, mind blown. I got to go to sleep. Bye, everyone. Okay, bye, Rachel. Have a good night. Hey, Tina. When Audible gets rid of books and doesn't give you back the credits you spent on those books, Amazon sucks. Hoopla still cool. I always check it, especially for audiobooks, but that's why the selection seems random. That makes sense. That makes sense, because I do also think the selections are random. And that answers. Bill Nye has some great books. Ooh, I didn't know he had books. That's very interesting. It's good to know. I want to read that John Green book, Everything is Tuberculosis, really bad. Sounds terribly sad, but it sounds right up my alley. In my library, we limit checkouts per person, not a system as a whole. Interesting. Yeah, no, like, for Hoopla, it'll be like, your library has reached its checkout limit. I'm like, okay. Love Mary Roach for science nonfiction. Ooh, okay. Let's see. Ooh. Bonk. The Curious Coupling of Science. Okay. What is this? In Bonk. Oh, sex. Oh, it's a condom. I did not know that was what was on the cover. I thought it was a test tube. I put The Happiness Advantage on my borrow list for Libby, actually. Oh my gosh, Stephanie, I love that book. I was talking about it in the video I'm filming today, but based on that book, The Happiness Advantage is about how being happy literally is an advantage in life. People who have a better outlook on life are more likely to be successful, friends, work, social, etc., etc. And one of the things they talk about is how your mind is malleable, and lots of people think, I'm stupid, I'm bad at math. And if you think that, you're forever going to be bad at math. But if you work on doing math problems every single day, your brain is going to strengthen. It's just like a muscle. It's a muscle, just like any other muscle. It will get stronger and you will get better at math. And so the book talks about that specifically in relation to happiness, that if you practice being happy, which sounds stupid, but if you practice, trying to have a glass half full mentality, you will overall become a happier person, and then you'll be able to take advantage of the happiness advantage. And one of the things they talk about is like happiness, a gratitude journal. So I started doing that, where every day I write down 3 things I'm grateful for. And he basically says, like, if you do that every day, like, there were studies done on people who do this and don't do this, and how the people who do this every day, they start getting happier overall, because you're training your brain to think of more things to be grateful for. It's like, for example, when I first started, I was saying the same things, which I kind of still am, saying the same things over and over again. I'm saying, like, my partner, my dog, reading, friends, crafting, food. And then one day I said work, which is like, that was like a breakthrough. I was like, work? That's right. I said working out, running, you know what I mean? My brain is starting to be like, oh, there are more things you can be grateful for. And it's a good way to start my day. So I love that book. And it's so short. It's like 6 hours. So I was like, I kept texting my family. I was like, guys, did you know? Loved it. And that book came out, which seems crazy to say, a while ago, even though it doesn't feel like it, but it came out in like 2010. I like mysteries and thrillers as well as fantasy books. I'm trying to get more into thrillers and mystery, and my mom really likes thrillers, which is crazy to me because she's like the most anxiety-ridden person ever. So I'm like, Mom, you shouldn't be reading these. Like, are these contributing to your anxiety? You know what I mean? Like, maybe we shouldn't be reading these books. But anyway, so she's been recommending them to me. And I know, like, everyone, I see Frida McFadden everywhere. So I'm like, I should just try some of her books. Because I do like that. The thing about fantasy, it's my favorite genre, y'all know. But the thing about fantasy and sci-fi is that you have to pay attention to everything. And it's more work, I feel like, to read. But I feel like thrillers are just so easy to consume. Because you're not, like, reading about engineering or time travel or, you know what I mean, trying to remember a map on a giant fantasy continent. And so I'm like, okay, maybe this would be a good, because I have listened to a few thrillers that I enjoyed. I listened to The God of the Woods last year, which I really enjoyed. Literary fiction might be a good option. So true. There are so many good literary fiction books. I just read She Who Has Never Known Men. She Has Never Known Man. It was really good. It was quite short. It was really good. It was like a dystopian literary fiction book about a woman who has never known man because blah, blah, blah. If you read it, you find out. And it was interesting. It was about, like, the world ending, kind of. Try books for movies you love. Oh, that's a good point. Any movie you like that has a book, because the books will probably be better. I love that I can listen to a book while I crochet. I totally agree. Like, when I was knitting today, I was listening to my book the whole time. It was lovely. Though I will say, I did start listening to a book on trees, and I'm not liking it as much because I thought this was going to be very scientific, and it's not. It's like, it's kind of just bouncing from topic to topic. Like, it was talking about, for example, how trees, when predators start eating their leaves or something like that, they'll secrete like a certain chemical that's bitter or that's dangerous to the predator so that they'll stop eating it. And then he just moved on. And I was like, how are they doing that? You know what I mean? Like, I want to know how the sense is coming in, what signals are being sent through the tree, how is the chemical being made, and how it's coming back out. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I want to know, but it's just kind of very surface level. It's still interesting, but I was kind of hoping for a little more detail. Love the smell of books, but I am at capacity and downsizing. I totally get that. I've got my partner keeps reminding me that we're about to hit capacity for our bookshelf because we live in a pretty small place, and he's like, you need to watch it. I'm like, okay, but I would recommend books and genres that mirror the types of movies you like. I think that's smart too. It's my first color project, so it's going slow, but I love it. Wait, sorry, what are you working on, Jerry? I missed it. Say it again, but that's exciting. I like to read cozy murder mystery book. I usually Joanna Fluke books. I highly recommend the first series of book. It's called Chocolate Chip Cookie Murder Mystery. I have to look that up. You can't just say that. My hands are starting to hurt. This thick yarn, guys, it's so weird because these are 8mm needles, and I went to pick up this, which these are like 5. Like, this is nothing crazy. This is a 5mm needle. This now feels like a 2mm needle. This feels so small. Not only that, I forgot how to purl. So with the double stockinette, if you've done it before, you're just slipping things off purl-wise. And I went to purl in this sweater, and I was like, I don't know how to do it anymore. Like, I literally don't know how to do it. Also, this is, I can't hold that anymore. Does it ever make y'all a little nauseous or something when you switch needles? That was making me nauseous. Okay. OMG, yes, I hate when audiobooks are only available on Audible. I know, I'm like, y'all are terrible. Y'all are terrible. Okay, sorry guys, I'm so behind, but I gotta catch up. I have friends who don't self-publish on Amazon, and I won't buy them. Literally, I mean, if you're self-publishing, I get that. But at the same time, is it the case for indie published maybe? I think it is. But it's like, I think I tried memoir. I think that I could enjoy reading about someone's life. I recently read Jeanette McCurdy's memoir. It's so dark. I will let you know, it's super dark, but it was really good. Everything Tuberculosis is great. I think about it all the time now. I know when you said that the other day that you were reading it, I was like, oh, I need to read that. I need to put it on hold on Libby. I had it on hold, and then it came up, and I had like a million books out, and so I canceled the hold. But before they did the suspending thing now, and so I need to do it again. Amazon makes it easy to self-publish and has extra feature, but they demand full rights to it. They demand full rights? That's not worth it. I support my library with fines. Oh, yeah. Bring in good karma, give out good karma. Yeah. I put it on my read list because I heard you speak about it a few times, a few lives back. I'm 5th in live. Oh my gosh, it'll be great. Like, I really enjoyed it. It was interesting because I don't want to talk about it anymore. I don't want to spoil it. That would be me. I just repeating the same thing for most part. Yeah. I was like, oh, I'm just saying the same things. Hey, Nicole, reading books is feeding your brain. Yes. That is what I like about books, is that you can it doesn't, yeah, all reading's good reading. All reading's good for your brain. Jeanette Ivanovich has cute, funny crime books. Ooh, okay. I think that's the spelling of her name. Jeanette Ivanovich. Oh, whoa. The King's Ransom. It's a new book. Whoa, that's crazy. Let's see. Just pick up a random one. Curious Minds. Oh, this is a dual author book. Let's not do that. The Heist. Ooh. That's the same plot as that show that I used to watch. Okay. Just joined Knitting a Sophie Shawl tonight. Love. Okay. Is it The Life of Trees? The Secret Life for Trees. Yeah, it was written for people who don't really read. Oh. Yeah, I think it is. I was telling my partner, who's like, yeah, this isn't like a science book for people who like science. This is a book for people who want to learn more about trees. And I was like, yeah, I think I just didn't understand. Oh, The Clown Sweater. Right, Jerry Star. Right. I was like, what are you working on again? Hey, Liz. I'm dyslexia. I love to read. I have to highlight the words as I read. I learned okay, another benefit of the e-readers is that I was in a Discord and they were talking about how one of the e-readers, I think the Kindle, has a like dyslexia supported font where you put it on that and it's easier for people with dyslexia to read. And I thought it was very interesting. I was trying to take a picture to put on Discord now, but my camera's not working. Right? It's always at the worst times. She's a series with Stephanie Plum character. Oh, okay. I went to the library today and actually got the last book of the series I wanted to read. It's the first one. I'm so sorry. Did you know? When did you find out? Did you read the lip when you got home, or did you just jump in and then you were like, oh my gosh. Guys, we might have to call it soon. It's getting late. I also read 100 pages of my book today. I'm not even going to lie. It was crazy. Of just that book. And I listed them my books too. Lots of reading happened today. It was great. Okay, water break. I never have to put books on hold with Hoopla. Yeah, I think someone, was it Mira saying that? That they don't do holds, which is really nice. Okay, Plum series. One for the money. Let's see. Stephanie Plum has lost her job, her car, her marriage, and is about to lose her apartment if she doesn't raise some cash quick. What's a girl to do? Bond enforcement, of course. No experience necessary, especially since her sleazy cousin, Binny, owns the bail bonds company and can easily be blackmailed. Plum's first case is to bring in former boyfriend and current police detective, Joe. Joe's wanted for murder and is going to be hard to find. Plum, oh my gosh. Wait, he's a police detective and he's wanted for murder? Plum will need help from expert bond enforcement agent Ranger, a hooker named Lula, and her grandma, who is always on top of the latest Berg gossip. That sounds crazy. That sounds good. She did One for the Money. It was a long time ago, but they were easy and fast. That's a fun read. Okay, I like it. Yes, okay, yeah, this is One for the Money. That's so funny. I'm going to write that down because that just sounds fun and easy. Okay. It's 11:20 here. I know, I'm like, wait, it's getting late, guys. It's getting late. I literally had the list of series in my hand and still read it wrong. You know, been there. Sorry, not typing well. All good. All good. I need someone to explain this, Grandma, how you guys join Discord. I got as far as setting up my account. Okay, so what you'll do is I've got, if you go to like if you go to my posts or maybe my members page, you'll see posts from me and you'll see a link to the Discord. All you'll do is click on that and it'll say like, do you want to log into YouTube? And you say yes, because that's how it verifies you're a member. And then from there you're set. Like that's all you should have to do. You should just have to click the link that I've posted on my page somewhere and it should work. I use the dyslexia font and the audio reading function all the time. I love that. That is, I mean, see, like e-readers are so great. They've made things so accessible. It's just a shame that the threat of I'm taking your book because it's not actually yours. It's just such a shame. But, and like the way you can color the pages and you make the font bigger and smaller. And I mean, they're really great inventions. 1320 here and not late at all. They're so funny. I love a funny book. One of the book I'm reading right now is Dark Age by Pierce Brown. It's the 5th book in the Red Rising series. Yeah, 5th book. And one thing about Pierce Brown that he doesn't get enough credit for is how funny he is. Like the book before was called Iron Gold, and I was laughing out loud while I was reading it. And my partner's reading the 3rd book right now, and I'm like, I can't wait for you to get to book 4 and read this one scene that made me laugh out loud. Found it like 2 hours ago at home. Library's closed, but I got 2 more books. Oh, that'll be good. That'll be good. What books did you get, Shanza? I had a market today, 4.5 hours, made $375. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's so exciting. I'm so glad it went so well. Worth the drive. Hello? Okay. There are a bunch in the series. That's what it seems like. It seems like she got a lot of books. I love it. Thank you. Anytime. I hope it works out. Let me know if anything's acting weird. Dog demanded to sleep under blankie. Dog is now awake panting, but won't get out of the blanket pile with me. That sounds about right. Yeah, Ophelia does that too. Yeah, that sounds about right. Do you have a Reddit? No, I lurk on Reddit, but no. I like this one community. It's called like business fashion. I like to see, and there's this one community called old hag fashion. I enjoy that one too. Just came back from the Saw unauthorized musical. Like the Saw movies, like with Jigsaw. Am I thinking of, is there something else? I found audiobooks speak so slowly, I up the speed. Me too, Tina. I like listening to my books on 1.75 at least. Unless it's a new book. I always start on 1.5, and then when I get used to the narrator, I amp it up. Except for nonfiction that sometimes I have to listen to. It depends on what it is. Nonfiction, sometimes I'm like, because I have to like really pay attention. Sometimes I slow those down. I wonder if Libby's only America's, because in Europe the library aren't really on it. Oh, that's interesting. I'm surprised by that. It's a great app. I always listen to audiobooks. There's also there's an audiobook app that's kind of pseudo audible, and it's called Libro FM. I'll send y'all the link. So you pay a subscription like Audible, and you get credits. But the difference is it's instead of, I think that's it. But the difference is that it somehow, I don't remember exactly how, but it somehow works through independent bookstores instead of Audible. But it's the same thing. It's a subscription. It is more expensive than Audible because it's not Amazon, but yeah, they work through independent bookstores. Like you connect to your local bookstore. I don't really remember. I don't really know how it works, but if I ever want to pay for a subscription, like pseudo Audible, that's what I'll do. Oh my gosh, guys, my watch. It's too tight. I always listen to audiobooks at 1.25 speed. Yeah, I feel like it's interesting because some narrators are super slow and some of them are fast. What yarn are you using? I'm using Loops and Threads Facets yarn in the color Flame. I was listening to my audiobook today. My AirPods died with 20 minutes left. I'd be doing this. That's so frustrating. What book is that? Like the Saw movies. Okay, I was like, wait. It's a comedy. You have to explain. Libby is available in New Zealand. Okay, that's great. Guys, I might have to get off soon. Not only because I'm tired, but also my hands are starting to hurt. And that's not a good sign. This is why I don't like using big needles and thicker yarn, because your hands just start to hurt. I got Frankenstein, Our Lady of Alice Bati, and The Secret Service of Tia and Treason. This is the one that's the date. Okay, this is the last one. Oh no. Many UK libraries are on Libby, but not Hoopla. Interesting. Is there anything free? Is there anything like free, like Audible? I'm not sure what you mean. Libby and Hoopla are both free. You just connect to your local library. Does Audible have free titles? Oh, Audible has free titles is what you're saying. I would doubt it. If you're talking about Libro FM, I would doubt it just because it's a smaller company. Let's see how it works. Let's go. Like I said, it's more expensive. So why choose Libro FM? Your audiobook purchases support provisions. I don't know what that is. What's provisions? What is, okay, we'll figure that out later. Okay, compare Libro FM to Amazon's Audible. Blah, blah, blah. Membership credits never expire. DRM free downloads. You own your audiobooks. Recommendations from booksellers, employee-owned small business, social purpose corporation, and certified B corporation. Okay, now what is provisions? What is that? I saw it on the front page and I didn't click on it. Provisions. What is this? What is this? Where am I going to find the Discord link? I looked on the channel YouTube page. Find it. It won't be in the info section of my live. It'll be on my like my community page. If there's I think there's a member page. If you look on the member page, you'll find it there because I posted about it semi recently. Oh my gosh, this website's terrible. Provisions. It looks like the same company and it looks like it's got textbooks, so I don't really understand. I love actual books. I get a headache if I read digital. Yeah. That's the thing too about digital is that it's great. It makes books more accessible, but at the same time, it's another screen. You know what I mean? I sit looking at screens all day. I don't want to look at a screen when I'm done. I always like to buy my books. I can never remember to take books back to the library on time. Yeah, I kind of get that. Plus, I'm like an aggressive book reader. Like my partner hates it, but I'm like if I'm reading a paperback, I'm folding my pages over. I'm breaking the spine, you know, all that good stuff. My Kindle has a male voice that sounds like Obi-Wan is reading my books to me. That sounds awesome. Maybe just not in France then. Oh no, I'm sorry. Hi, Jenny. Read by volunteers. Oh. Okay. The premise of the Saw musical is that it's a love story between the guys locked in the bathroom of the first movie. That sounds great. Sometimes you have to savor a book. So true. Ooh, last Granny Square is done. That's so exciting. Okay, guys. I'm going to be here for like 4 or 5 more minutes, and then I got to head out. Because it's getting late. Thank you again. Of course, Ian. Yeah, if you click on my page and you go to the members specific, like if you go to the member page on my channel, it should be in there. You might have to scroll a bit, but it should be in there. Also, guys, for other members who are thinking about joining the Discord, we did start a book club. So we're reading The Lies of Locke Lamora. Our first meeting is going to be December, just because November's busy. I think December, we said. Like the first week of December. So yeah, you got time. You got time to get your book. I need to start reading it, but I'm also like, I have a feeling I'm going to like it. So I'm trying to, I don't want to procrastinate, but at the same time, if I start reading, I think I'm going to surpass, I think I'm going to want to keep going past the page mark for the first meeting. So I'm like, okay, I need to chill. I think I'm going to read the book I'm reading right now, Dark Age. I think I'm going to finish it and then I'm going to swap. What are you working on? I'm trying to figure out how you're stitching. I am doing a scarf, and this is a double stockinette stitch. So it's knit 1, slip 1 purlwise, knit 1. How many skeins have you used for a scarf so far? None so far, just these 2. So I'm double stranding these 2 facets, and this is how much it's made. I think if I wasn't doing this double stockinette, it would be done, but because it's double stockinette, it's using a lot of yarn. That's my theory. But I'm like halfway, which is pretty exciting. So I'm gonna use these 2 skeins up, and if it's not gonna kill me, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna let it be the length that it's gonna be, even though I really like long scarves. But I'm like, you know what? I don't think there's a point in buying 2 new full skeins just to use a quarter of them. That's gonna piss me off. I don't like wasting yarn like that. So I think I'm gonna use these up, and then hopefully I like the length, and then we're gonna go from there. And I'm gonna save up enough to do some kind of fringe, I think. I'll just have to think about that, because if I want it to be a specific color, you know, I'm going to have to time it right. Night, night, bedtime. Okay, night, Nicole. It was nice catching you for the once. Have a nice evening. Okay, good night. What do you, oh wait, I already read that. How many, okay, I already read that. I'm caught up. Oh my gosh, I'm so used to having to catch up on chat. I'm not used to being current. Impressive. I know this is my first time doing double stockinette. I'm really happy with it. Also, guys, it's doing the same pattern now. I literally said this is just going to be the same pattern. So for those of you who don't know, I started the scarf and it was doing a nice, lovely little gradient. And I was like, this is beautiful. And then it stopped. And then I panicked and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? It's different. But people in the Discord and some of my friends, like I asked, like Kelsey, Drew, Zach, etc., they all said it looked fine. So I kept doing it. And so now it's just doing this, which is pretty in its own way, but it's not the same as the gradient. And so it kind of frustrates me that it's not the same, but it's too late now. So we're just gonna have to keep it. Because like this is so gradient, and then it just did this. I don't know why. And once again, I think this is nice, but it's just not the same. So I'm trying not to get, trying not to look into it. I'm like, you know what, whatever. This is supposed to be a palette cleanser project. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm still gonna wear it. It's still pretty. It's just, I kind of wish I'd cut my yarn when it stopped gradienting and forced the gradient, but that's okay. That's okay. People say it looks nice and I'm trusting people. Is that for you? Yes. Yep. It'll be for me. Like I don't have enough scarves already. I could do a freaking scarf tour video. I got so many scarves. You know what? They're useful. First Audible I ever read, let's do, was the Body Keep score. That's on my TBR. Oh my gosh. I want to listen to that. Did you enjoy it? It's looking gorgeous. Thank you. I appreciate that. I have 5 9-cube bookcases full of yarn to work up. Oh my gosh. I get stressed out by my yarn. I kind of think I need to do like a yarn assessment, you know, where I need to go through all my full skeins of yarn, because there are some full skeins of yarn that I've had for like 5 years, and I'm like, okay, is it time? Not with the purpose of let's clear out so we can get more, but just with the purpose of clearing my mind, because I do feel stressed by the amount of yarn I have, even though it's not much compared to some people who have tons of yarn. I still get stressed, so I'm like, maybe clearing it out would make me feel better. It's beautiful, one-of-a-kind scarf. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate it. A scarf tour video would actually be great. I'm thinking, I said that, and then I was like, haha, wait, that would kind of be fun. But I don't know if I do have enough. I think I've got like 5 or 6 scarves, so probably not enough to do. But maybe it could be a short little like members video. That could be fun. It was definitely interesting. Talks about the beginning of psychology as well. I love that. That's what I liked. I listened to a book about cancer. It's called The Something of All Maladies, The Emperor of All Maladies. And it talked about not just cancer nowadays and like cancer research and stuff, but the history of cancer and kind of the history of like science, like medicine and surgery, especially because, you know, surgery is an important treatment for cancer. And it was very interesting. It's stuff like that's freaky, but interesting. Like the fact that they just used to operate on people and cut stuff out and they're just awake and screaming is crazy. And it was interesting. They talked about how it used to, the thought for removing cancer used to be, if I just take enough, cancer will never come back. And so like there were instances where someone had like thyroid cancer and they took out like the upper like delt muscle. They took out so much stuff in here because like doctors thought back then, I just need to take more. Like that's why it's coming back, because it's elsewhere. It's nearby. Just crazy. I recommend Why We Sleep. I just listened to that like 2 weeks ago. It was so good. Have you read the book called Breathe or Breath? It was so good. Also, is your name pronounced Suka or Soka? How do you pronounce your name? Let me know. At least it looks like it will be in the middle. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, you know what? It's in the middle. I'll be fine. I'm working on crocheting it all. I love it. Unfortunately, I love shopping. My yarn stash reflects that. If I don't buy anymore, I would still be able to crochet constantly for a year or more. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I'm trying to fight the consumerism addiction. I'm trying to, plus, honestly, this is not me trying to be like, oh, I'm so great, but I've never really had a bad shopping consumerism problem because I get overwhelmed by stuff. I really do. As much as I love a hobby, like I get very Suka. Okay, thank you. I get very overwhelmed by having a lot of stuff. And especially stuff that I don't use. Like things have to be, I have to be able to use it or else I get overwhelmed. I'm like, if I'm never going to read that book, it has to go. If I'm never going to wear that, it has to go. Speaking of cancer, I'm now cancer-free. Oh my gosh, Amy, I'm so happy for you. That's amazing. Did you celebrate? Did Mr. Amy celebrate with you? He better have done something good. Mr. Amy, you better do something great. I haven't, it's on my list now. Yes, it's so good. It's about breathing. And so it's about breathing. It's about how breathing well. It's about, how lots of people don't breathe properly. We don't breathe in enough. We don't let out enough air. Lots of scientific studies about that, about how letting a breath out, people don't do it right, about how breathing through the mouth is bad, how lots of people breathe through the mouth because of different reasons, and how it contributes to health issues, and also about how deep breathing is just good for you, holistic health-wise. It's good for you. And they talk about how different cultures around the world all practice deep breathing, meditation, yoga, and how it's good for you. You know what I mean? And he's kind of like, if everyone has their own version of this, like it must be good, but it's more scientific than that. Op shop, thrift shop. Oh my gosh, Leanne. No, I'm the same way about thrift shopping. Like, well, I know what it is about thrift shopping. It's the price. It's that you're not buying something new. You know what I mean? You feel better because you're like, I'm not like contributing, like I'm taking something out of the thrift store, but I do love thrift shopping. That's what gets me is I'll go buy books at the thrift store. I'll go buy, you know what I mean? So I'm with you there. I like to rescue unloved yarn. I'm like, I would maybe use this. Let me take it. You know what I mean? I get that. Yarn buying and crocheting are separate hobbies. People always say that. I know. Yes, we did. Okay, good, Amy. I'm so happy for you. That's so exciting. Oh, that's great. You got to ring the bell. Or did you already ring the... do they ring the bell when you're in remission, or do they ring the bell when you're like... Because I know some people... I don't know. I don't know much about cancer because I don't have anyone like really close to me who's gone through it. But I know like you have to go like a couple times to get checked, right, to make sure it doesn't come back. So I just don't know what time, at what point the bell ringing happens. I keep buying yarn for projects I want to do, but I can't use it fast enough. I get that. The Body Keeps Score talks about different traumas cause different issues for the body medically, autoimmune. My therapist literally talks to me about it. Like fun fact, I have GAD, and my therapist, I remember when I started kind of coming down the other side, I was like, I don't feel like I should be this anxious, but I am. Like I'm having panic attacks about nothing. Like the trauma stressors of my life are gone, and I am still freaked out all the time. And my therapist was talking about that. She was like, you've been in fight or flight mode. You've been so anxious and so panicked your entire life that like your body thinks it's normal. And so it just gives it to you because it's used to you having panic attacks, having anxiety attacks. And so that's just your natural state now. And so it took years after I had felt like I'd processed and kind of beaten anxiety for the random anxiety spells, like the random panic attacks to go away. Because she was like, this is your body's natural state now. And I was like, oh, that's lovely. That's great. So that's very interesting. I really want to read that book. Done with chemo. Okay, that's when you ring the bell. No bells in a doctor's office. I had kidney cancer and ovarian cancer a year ago. Oh my gosh. We're ringing the bell for you. Guys, ring your bells. Love it. So exciting though. That's who recommended it to me. Your therapist. I love that. I love that. Our therapists are like, you should read this. Cool. Okay, guys, I have got to go, unfortunately. 16 still working on it, GAD. Sometimes, it rears its ugly head. Sometimes I think I'm done, and then it's back. You know what I mean? Like it used to be. So I get that, Dawn. I get that. Anyway, so I've got to head out, guys. But look how much progress we made. I think it was here when we started, and now it's here. So that's pretty good. This is my measurement. This is how I measure scores. But thanks for hanging out with me, guys. Also, sorry for not going live this week. It was one of those weeks. Not good, but it's better. I spent all day reading and crafting, so that was great. yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I gotta head out. I don't know when I'll be back, but in the meantime, I hope y'all make good progress on your projects, and I'll see y'all next time. Night, guys.